We live in a world where women's work has been pushed out of home industry and marginalized by capitalism. Sewing, embroidery, weaving, and other crafts done by women are only valued if performed in a sweatshop or factory where women's production is measured and social interactions are monitored. Craftivism incorporates activism for anti-capitalist, environmentalist, and third-wave feminist causes with the reclamation of feminine identity and community. In her work, Artistic Tendencies in Craft, Ellie Carpenter said, "Craftivism is a social process of empowerment, action, expression, and negotiation. Engaging in the social, performative, and critical discourse around the work is central to its production and dissemination."
Borderland art, Chicana art, and religious artwork in Mexico often depicts the Sacred Heart. It symbolizes the physical heart of Jesus and his divine love for humanity. All variations of the Sacred Heart are a sign of divine compassion for humanity, devotion to divinity, and the transformative power of divine love. We chose to emphasize the heart because of its symbolism and relevance. In our society, heart symbolism has been denigrated by its association with frivolous feminine emotions, but the heart is strong. It is the organ of life. We have too long underestimated the heart and the power of our own emotions and creativity.
In these imaginings, I process feelings, traumas, negativities resulting from gender, racial, or other oppressions, and I mourn my losses. When I first truly began to heal from the delayed onset complex PTSD which resulted from the trauma of existing in our society while female, I took on classes and projects to nurture my inner healing rather than my academic and professional aspirations. Ceramics combines the four vital elements of air, water, earth, and fire with the spirit of my own expression. These items are the story of the individuals in my community who demonstrated to me the precious concepts of intimacy, endurance, and personal growth, which fortified my identity, values, and self-expression. These works are healing tools created out of radical self-care that travel between us and give us strength as a community. The creative process is an agency of transformation. Using the creative process to heal or restructure the images and stories that shape a person's consciousness is a more effective way of healing. Gloria E. Anzaldúa, Light in the Dark, page 35.
When we allow ourselves to express what our heart wants to bear, we allow emotional vulnerability into our lives. Our hearts have the potential of knowing within, an awareness and intelligence not grasped by logical thought. We are taught to translate these thoughts and emotions into a reality that makes sense to all, or into a logical thought process to share. We see from the various books read this semester that the authors achieve this through creative or professional outlets. Through claiming our emotional and painful experiences, we transform them into something valuable to share with others and to become empowered. We owe it to ourselves to open our senses, including our heart, to understand our experiences, bodily sensations, emotional reactions, and the images that our imagination creates. Everything we experience as humans has value. It is powerful knowledge. Light in the Dark, Rewriting Identity, Spirituality, Reality by Gloria Anzaldúa says, "We must allow the interweaving of our minds and heart and life forces to create a collective dream of the world. This will teach us how to live out our dream. May we allow spirit to sustain and guide us from the path of disillusion. May we do work that matters. It's worth the pain." From our class, Perspective of Chicana Studies, I have learned that all of my experiences are knowledgeable power worth sharing, and these experiences have value in all settings. In the past, I have been very hesitant to share my emotional and painful experiences in an academic setting because I perceived the act of sharing and becoming emotional as unprofessional, weak, and vulnerable. Through our coursework and intimate discussions with classmates, I have learned that sharing these experiences are neither weak nor unprofessional, but they are awareness and intelligence that I have gathered from my earth walk. By sharing my experiences in academic settings, I can teach and learn from others. All of our emotional and painful experiences that are woven together on our earth walk are valuable.
The idea of the in-between space relates to the heart. Where do you lie in your community versus where you would like to be? Gloria Anzaldúa, in her book Light in the Dark, Luz en lo Oscuro, Rewriting Identity, Spirituality, Reality, she writes, Mestizas, or hybrids, don't fit in with the norm. We are caught between cultures and can simultaneously be insiders, outsiders, and othersiders. In other words, our hearts can be divided, torn between people who say what we should be versus who we personally want to be. The heart can be a fickle part of the soul, but one that does not have to be consumed by our shadow beast or insecurities. Anzaldúa also says we should confront the shadow beasts that color the reality of our times. We should rewrite our identity and push against any boundaries that have outlived their usefulness. Our hearts are our own and should be ours for exploring, where eventually our Nepantla will cease. Our in-between place may come and go, but can be a safe place to make our own decisions for ourselves and what's best for our hearts. My own heart has been in Nepantla for so long, and this class has shown me to accept myself for who I am, a mestiza, a hybrid, but most of all, a person, same as everyone else. My heart is no longer consumed by its shadow beast, but lightened by the open and accepting identity I have created for myself and for my heart. Craftivism can create change if people believe it can. Our inspirations throughout this class created works that inspired so many people to be themselves, stand up for their beliefs, and change communities for the better. Throughout the novels read this semester, our authors motivated craftivism for change, such as photographs from Canicula by Norma Cantu, poems from Mucha Muchacha by Leticia Hernandez Linares, drawings and philosophy from Light in the Dark by Gloria Anzaldúa, and plays from Detained in the Desert by Josefina Lopez. Real change is seen through craftivism, those who stand up for their beliefs and stand up for their political or social causes and their personalized activism in life.